Hi there. I'm Janet Chandler with the Cullman Tribune, and I'm here to read you a bedtime story. I'm going to be reading from Walt Disney's classic Storybook. And tonight I'm going to read a story, Goofy, movie star. Goofy was an easygoing fella who enjoyed simple things. He lived in one of the busiest cities in the world, Hollywood. Most people who lived in Hollywood wanted to be in the movies, but not Goofy. He just liked watching them. Goofy had never thought about becoming an actor, even though he liked movies a lot. Goofy often went to the theater to watch films. He always got popcorn. One day, Goofy was watching a particularly funny movie. It made him laugh and slap his knee. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Then everyone around Goofy began to laugh, but not just at the movie, at Goofy's laugh. Hearing him made everyone want to chuckle. Goofy didn't mind. He was glad people were happy. Then he noticed two mysterious men staring at him. "Gosh," Goofy said, "they don't look happy." Goofy went back to watching the movie. It got even funnier. Goofy couldn't stop laughing. Everyone around him erupted into howls of laughter. The two men got out of their seats and each grabbed Goofy by an arm. They led him out of the theater. Goofy thought he was being thrown out for making too much noise. It turned out that the men worked for the studio that had made the movie. The men took Goofy to a fancy office. They introduced him to Mr. Big Shot, who was in charge of a film studio. "I hear nobody was watching my movie today because they were all watching you, Goofy," Mr. Big Shot said. "Sorry about that," Goofy replied. "Don't be," Mr. Big Shot said. "You make people laugh, and that's good. How would you like to be a star in my next comedy?" Goofy had never dreamed that he'd be in a film, but he was willing to try it, as long as there was popcorn. Mr. Big Shot ordered his staff to write a movie with jokes, singing, and dancing, just for Goofy. The problem was that Goofy didn't know how to be an actor, so when he tried to tell the jokes, he forgot the words. When he sang, he was off-key, and when he danced, he usually tripped. The director of the movie didn't know what to do. He invited Mr. Big Shot to a rehearsal. He hoped that the movie would be canceled, but Mr. Big Shot loved what he saw. "Goofy, you're a genius," he exclaimed. "Forget the script. The movie is much funnier your way. We're going to have a hit on our hands." "Do you really think so?" asked Goofy. "I know so," Mr. Big Shot replied. Then he told the director to get Goofy another tub of popcorn. "Gee, thanks," Goofy said. He munched on the popcorn. Extra butter." Mr. Big Shot wanted lots of people to go see Goofy's movie in the theaters. To make sure everyone knew about it, the studio put Goofy's picture on billboards all over town and sent letters to reporters. On opening night, a limousine took Goofy to the theater. As the car pulled up, Goofy saw huge spotlights over a sign with his name on it. Goofy stepped out of his car and reporters crowded around him. They took his photo and asked him questions. "Goofy," a reporter asked, "how did you manage to get a starring role when you've never even been in a movie before?" "Like this," said Goofy. He threw back his head, slapped his knee, and laughed. Yuck, yuck, yuck. That night at the theater, the audience laughed too. The movie was one of the funniest they had ever seen. When it was over, everyone stood up and applauded Goofy. Mr. Big Shot was thrilled. He asked Goofy to be in more movies. Goofy was given his own trailer, and the studio's writers wrote lots of scripts for him. Goofy made one movie after another. He acted the part of an artist, a race car driver, an Olympic athlete, and a wealthy businessman whose yacht was stuck on a desert island. Even though some of the movies were meant to be serious, with Goofy in the starring role, they all ended up being comedies. All the movies Goofy starred in were hits, and they made him lots of money. Go and spend some of it, Mr. Big Shot suggested one day. Photographers love to follow big stars while they shop. They'll put stories in their magazines, and people will read all about you. So that's what Goofy did. First, he picked out a closet full of new clothes. Next, he went car shopping. Orange is my favorite color, except when it's green, he told the auto salesman. When Goofy couldn't decide which car he wanted, he bought them all. Do you deliver? He asked. I still haven't learned to drive. After that, Goofy bought a mansion that was so big he kept getting lost in it. Mr. Big Shot was right. The press loved following Goofy and writing stories about his glamorous life. Soon he was a bigger star than ever. In fact, Goofy became so popular that he couldn't go anywhere or do anything without a reporter following him. Most people would have found all the attention annoying, but not Goofy. One morning, a cameraman climbed in through Goofy's kitchen window. The man wanted to film Goofy. Goofy didn't mind. He just ate his breakfast. Goofy was always busy. When he wasn't making movies, he was going to parties and award shows or giving interviews. He liked meeting new people, but he missed his quiet life. One night at a movie premiere, Goofy told Mr. Big Shot that he was thinking of quitting show business. Mr. Big Shot offered him more money, but Goofy didn't change his mind. A bigger trailer? His boss asked, trying again. Goofy shook his head. More snacks? Another house? Your own yacht? Mr. Big Shot asked. Thanks, said Goofy. I have everything anybody could want, except time to myself. Movie stars live life in the fast lane, but I'm kind of a slow lane guy. I see, said Mr. Big Shot. So when are you leaving? Right now, Goofy answered with a laugh. Yuck, yuck. He jumped for joy. He was getting his old life back. It took a while for reporters to forget about Goofy, but soon he could visit with friends and go sightseeing without anyone recognizing him. One afternoon, Goofy snacked on a hot dog. A tourist stopped and stared at him. Hey, aren't you a movie star? The man asked. Nope, Goofy answered. I'm just playing Goofy, he thought happily. The end. Good night and sweet dreams.